get started right now. All right, you guys. So welcome back to another episode of Agatha All Along. This is going to be episode 4 of the series. I believe we have 9 of these, so 5 more after this. The title of this particular episode is going to be If I Can't Reach You, Let My Song Teach You. So I think, again, lyric from the song The Witch's Road, which are guidelines on how to travel the road, obviously, and they're using this for each title of each episode so far. So our last episode, which was Through Many Miles of Tricks and Trials, excellent episode. I loved it a lot. Just a wonderful episode. I want to kind of speed this up a little bit because we don't have a lot of time, so I'm not going to go through that whole episode, but I really enjoyed it a lot. It was a great episode, and I'm looking forward to this episode. So without further ado, guys, let's go ahead and get into the 4th episode of Agatha All Along. Whoa. Wow, man. Sharon, she looks like she's already decomposing, and they're going to bury her. Why would they bury her down there?
How many witches left the road with you last time?
Uh-oh. Theory is that Agatha never traveled the road. Oh, just one.
We summon.
Oh, wow.
Backup Green Witch.
I'm thinking Rio is going to show up. And I haven't seen any of the full complete trailer, but I saw a snippet of Rio on the road. So I'm sure she's going to show up. So it's also interesting that Teen is not fully participating in all of the rituals. He didn't place anything or ask for anything of the Green Witch that they're trying to summon.
Now what?
Oh. And what is that? Damn.
Is that you?
What's up? I'm Rio. What's up? Hey. So, you're a Green Witch. More than a Green Witch.
Wow.
We're supposed to walk this way, right?
Do I hate her or do I want her phone number?
Same.
Hello.
Hey.
Okay, here we go. Our next trial.
Here we go.
Pass.
A mutiny already.
Huh. You have no choice.
I agree, but the road clearly does not.
That's cool. I like that. Now, why does she not like this house? Does she recognize the house? And then we have the... okay. It's a different phase of the moon. She recognizes this house. And they changed. Cool.
Don't drink anything. Don't eat anything. Don't touch anything. Feels like there's a story there.
Oh, check me out.
Oh, burning witches on the wall. Oh, witches being tortured. Devil's mask. Interesting. Mephisto confirmed. It's like a 60s, maybe early 70s. It's her mother's house. I thought she recognized it. It's her mother's house. It's her mother's house. And this is her trial.
She was trying to open the road, wasn't she? With her concerts.
Her fans were her coven.
Wow, that's crazy.
2 years after this.
Is it? Am I wispy or am I kooky?
A bit of both, if I'm honest.
Alice. Alice, don't.
Don't what?
Pardon?
Is that?
Don't what?
That's interesting.
Don't what?
I think she's getting possessed by different spirits, but they come and go real quickly. I think that was her mother right there.
Why did you bring that boy?
Oh. Many hands. You and me.
For a gold times?
It was also a theory that these two had a relationship.
Could be nice.
This
right?
definitely cues into that.
Need these witches to get me to the end.
I get the pleasure of watching you do what you do best.
Which is?
Kill all the witches around you. One by one.
Then what?
You get your power, and I get my bonus.
It's the road playing backwards. Damn.
We've been cursed.
Lighter.
Lighter. Oh, man.
I need you to draw one of those circles around me.
Oh,
Are you okay?
So, breaking a curse.
wow. Oh, she's burning? Damn. 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 The Ballad of the Witch's Road.
It's you, isn't it? You brought it in here, didn't you?
Leave her alone, Agatha.
I didn't think it was real. I thought it was me.
She's got the burn mark too.
I convinced
Are
myself.
we talking about a generational curse?
Oh, you poor thing.
Poor us! Now we have our family's old ass curse?
Uh-oh. Damn. Damn.
So what? You live in that circle now?
Maybe.
They're gonna have to re-record the song.
You're right. That's the solution.
They gotta re-record the song.
No, it's not.
What?
They have to
We
re-record.
have to play Lorna's ballad.
Yeah.
I'm not playing that song.
All signs point to a jam session.
Lorna's version is different, though.
What did Lorna want from the road?
She wanted to stop the demon that's chasing her family.
Save her daughter.
Yeah, to save her daughter.
You should have burned to a crisp years ago. It's a protection spell. It protected.
It's a protection spell.
And maybe now it can protect us.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
You're our base.
I'm still in the circle.
Jen! Well, what do you know?
So now it's a musical ballad. Oh, wow. Oh, she's burning. Agatha's burning. More than likely, I'm going to have to mute the music for this particular part. I got a copyright strike when they sung the Witch's Road in the second episode. So I'm definitely going to have to mute the music for this, and I apologize for that. The song is actually pretty good. Damn. What the hell? What the hell? Oh, wow. The mother's picture's burning. Oh, wow. Damn. She sees the demon. She sees it. Oh, wow. No. Ah. Damn. clock stopped. Oh, wow.
We did it. Yay.
No, it's a different part of the road.
What happened? What's wrong with him?
Oh, wow, damn. That shard of glass, I forgot about that.
Careful.
Ah.
Hold on. I got it. He's strong. Don't. Don't.
She thinks it's her son.
Jen, what do you need, Jen? What do you need? Jen! Water and moonlight. Oh, okay.
The only person that Agatha has shown concern for
Abaqua.
is
Kurabe.
Teen. She thinks it's her son.
Abaqua. Kurabe.
Three of Swords.
Wholeness. You're making it worse.
And it's healing. Now they got to deal why Agatha is so concerned about this kid. Now they have to deal with it. And the Agatha's trial is going to deal with her son. Yeah, now we're going to deal with why she's so concerned. The only person she's concerned with is this kid.
It was a trap.
It was a trap.
I still don't know how he did it. Bound me without magic.
Now you know. It was all for you. And that makes you sad. Sad is better than angry.
Is it?
Did you put the sigil on me?
Interesting question.
No. Actually, I wouldn't know. A sigil works on the witch who cast it as well. Sigils are destroyed, not lifted. So before you ask how, in that curious little voice of yours, the answer is when they're no longer needed.
When they're no longer needed. That's interesting.
You don't have to know a person's name to know who they are.
Oh, wow. Interesting.
Careful you don't say something nice to me.
Oh.
What really happened to your son?
Oh, wow. Here we go. Let's do it then. Let's deal with it.
Fast. We're not staying.
She didn't answer the question. I wasn't sure she was going to answer the question.
You know, we really kind of hated each other in the beginning, but now,
But now.
huh?
Lilia! Where do you go?
Knitting needle to the elbow.
Wow.
You ever hear of the Daughters of Liberty?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh.
I've got a scar. No, you don't. Yes, I do.
We're going to find out why she has a black heart. The scar is on her heart.
She is my scar. I would stretch my legs.
Another secret between Rio and Agatha, and
I think for a second I've forgotten what you said in the sound bus.
this relationship between the two.
That boy isn't yours.
She said that boy isn't yours. Interesting. All right, guys. So, really good episode. I actually really enjoyed this episode. Probably not as much as the previous episodes, but I still thought that this was a really good episode. This was Alice's trial here, obviously, and this dealt with her mother. This was her. I'm assuming this was her mother's house, but that was actually never really confirmed in the episode, and actually, no one even said anything regarding that, but unless I missed it. They figured out that her version of the road was actually a protection spell to protect her daughter from this demon that was chasing the family down throughout history. May have taken her mother down as well. Her mother supposedly died in a hotel fire, likening the fire that we saw that the demon was creating around them as they were doing the musical number. I thought it was a really interesting episode. Maybe not as good as the previous episodes, but obviously they go into the house as we had mentioned. They look around, they're exploring. Lila begins to burn. Alice figures out to take the knife and create a spell around her, creating a circle that protects her from the burn. Same thing happens to Jen. Teen is picked up and thrown through the glass, and gets a shard of that glass in his side. Start playing the tune. They're playing it. They're trying to create this spell that will get rid of the demon. It exposes the demon to Alice. The demon lands on Alice's shoulders. And with the finishing of the song, she's able to make the demon disperse. And the piano opens up and leads to a way out of the house. But before that, Teen passes out, and once they get him out of the house, Jennifer comes up with a spell to heal the wound. And then after a little resting, he's better. But during this time, throughout this whole time, we see a great concern on Agatha's part in regards to Teen, very concerned, where she hasn't shown any concern for anyone else in the group, for the exception of Teen, even though she just met this kid a couple of days ago. However, I think she suspects that that's her son. We even get a little confirmation from Rio, where she basically tells her at the end that that's not your son. So it'll be interesting to see who he is. Obviously, they've been leading us to believe that this is her son. So much so that now I'm thinking this is not her son. But someone wants Agatha to believe that this is her son, and I think Agatha still believes that this is her son. But we won't know. We even have Teen ask Agatha, did she put the sigil on him? And she says no, but then she says she wouldn't know because the sigil also works on the witch who casts the spell as well. So, which is actually a really interesting tidbit. And then she also says to him, when he asks, how do you break the spell can only be destroyed. You can't just break the spell, and it's destroyed when it's no longer needed. Which is an interesting tidbit as well. At some point, I think as the series goes on, that spell will no longer be needed, and we'll finally learn his name and if he is related to Agatha. Or I think one of the other theories is that this is Billy, the son of Scarlet Witch, which would also be interesting as well. So I thought it was a really, really good episode, even though maybe it wasn't as good as the previous episodes, but we got a lot of interesting information. We got a lot of good background on Alice and her mother and this demon. But not only that, we got a little bit of confirmation, or we're being led more down this road, if you will, that Teen is Agatha's son. But we'll see how that goes, guys. But I thought this was a great episode. I enjoyed it a lot. And I'm going to go ahead and score this episode. And I'm going to give this episode a 7.5 out of 10. Again, maybe not as good as the previous episodes, but most definitely I thought it was a pretty good episode. And as I mentioned earlier, I thought we got some good information, a lot of good dialogue, I should say, between Agatha and Teen, and then also introducing Rio to the group after the death of an RIP Sharon, aka Mrs. Hart. We have Rio who enters the group, who offers a different dynamic to the group. And then also one of the other things I forgot here as well is that we're seeing more of this romantic relationship that took place between Agatha and Rio. They seem to have something for each other. She definitely knows what Agatha is thinking in regards to Teen, and if that's her son, she tells her that again, that is not her son. And then also Rio reveals that her scar was inflicted by a woman, and then gives a curious stare over to Agatha. So I think we got a little bit of confirmation of their relationship, as well as I had mentioned earlier, a little bit more dialogue into the mysterious background on Teen, guys. So again, I thought it was a really good episode, and that's why I scored it a 7.5, and I'm really enjoying this series so far, guys. So I hope you do join me next week when we get into episode 5. We're just about halfway done with the series when we hit episode 5. So I think things are really going along very well. Obviously, the pattern is going to be that there'll be a trial for each witch. We knew that going in when they entered the road. They said as much, and each episode is going to deal with that separate trial. Probably will be a different house that they go into, a different version of a house. This house was more of a 60s style house, somewhere where a musician, popular musician may live. And that's exactly what we got with all the costumes and everything that our characters experienced in this episode. So again, I thought it was a really good episode. I enjoyed it a lot, and that's why I scored it a 7.5 out of 10. But guys, please do let me know what your thoughts are in regards to this episode. Did you think this episode was a little bit slower than a previous episode? Do you think that Teen is Agatha's son, or do you believe that it is Billy, aka the Scarlet Witch's son, one of the twins? Guys, let me know what your thoughts are in regards to that. And of course, again, please join me next week, and I will catch you guys next week for our next reaction to episode 5 of Agatha All Along. Thank you so much for watching.